Good morning, yogis. Today's video is about staying on the floor the whole time. I had a couple of people say they like yoga, but they don't like the up and down and the up and down. So this routine today is all about staying on your mat. And you will be on your belly and on your back, but you won't be standing up and sitting down, no transitions. And yes, there's going to be an accompanying video where you're always standing up. So for this practice today, you need something like a strap. This is an actual yoga strap. You can use a man's tie. You can use a belt. Anything that you want that's at least that long. And it's going to help extend your legs and your arms for you. And so with that, you need to have your yoga mat. And we're going to get started. I'm also trying out the camera on my phone today instead of using QuickTime. We'll see how that goes. So come to a seated position, a comfortable seated position, whatever that is for you. And we're going to take a couple of breaths here, focusing your breath in through your nose, and then out through your mouth, and in through your nose, and out through your mouth. And for this next section, keep breathing. You can close your eyes if you'd like to, so that you're just listening to my voice if you can hear it, if it's loud enough. And we're just trying to warm up and loosen up a little bit. So I always start with the head and the neck. So chin to chest. And then slowly inhale it up. Don't overextend it. Just, as far as feels good for you. And then exhale down. And then inhale up. And just do a few of these at your own rate, whatever that is, whatever your breath is telling you to do today. You can already thank yourself that you don't have to get up and down, you're staying on the mat. And then we're going to transition to left to right. So coming to the middle, to a neutral position. Inhale to one side, and then exhale to the other side. And just do that at your own rate, a few of those. Now you can either stay here going left to right, those of you who have some neck mobility issues, or the next time you come to the middle, you can go chin to chest and try a slow head roll. Stopping at any place that might be a little tight. Now for me, I hear a few crunchy sounds. That's okay. And wherever you are now, stop and go in the opposite direction. Oh, I got more crunchy sounds in this direction. And then coming to a stop, your head comes up. Eyes need to be open if they aren't already. And we're going to start by putting your arms up in the air. Inhale up. And then exhale to heart center. And inhale up. And exhale to heart center. Couple of shoulder rolls. I have a friend who says this is where she has a lot of pops and snaps. And then reverse those. Should have done those beforehand, but it's the way it goes. We just ad-libbing. Going back to the hands up. So we're going to end up doing a forward fold over. So start by inhaling up and then falling wherever you do forward. So your hands might just touch the ground. You might be in this position. You might have forearms to the ground. If you're really bendy, you might have your head on the ground. I don't know. Breathing. Never underestimate the power of your breath. And then while you're down, just migrating over that right knee, trying to keep your left hip in contact with the ground. So you should feel a stretch there. And then walking yourself over to the left knee, same thing, keeping your right hip down. Walking to center. And then walking your hands slowly up. Pretending that somebody is holding you up. You're a marionette. That's a puppet, people. And they're holding you up by a string, so being as tall as you possibly can while you're seated. We all tend to kind of like do this the older we get. As a senior citizen, I can tell you it's not good. So, as tall as you can get. Nice deep breath in, hold it in some more. Seconds more, we're going to let out with a ha, and ha. Good. Making sure your shoulders come back, your back up straight again. Going to do a small twist, nothing big. So we're going to start with the hands up in the air, inhale up, and then twist to the left, and your right hand comes down to the left knee, your other hand behind you. And you can just look out to the side. You're just doing a, think about it twisting from your middle, not twisting from your shoulders so much. And if you want to, you can try looking over your back shoulder. And then to undo it, your head is coming to the front first. And then today we're just going to let go a little bit and come to the front. Great. Inhaling up. Turning to the right, left hand to right knee, other hand is behind you. Look out to the side or look over your shoulder. Drop straight as you can. Think about with the inhale, you're thinking up, and with the exhale, you're thinking about turning more. Release your head first, and then the rest of you, good. Wiggly jiggly. You know that anything that doesn't feel good, you don't do. Anything that is uncomfortable, you don't want to do it, don't do it. There is no yoga police. It's all good. So we're going to do a little shoulder stretch, taking your right arm as straight as you can across your body, and then having your left arm pull it a little bit more. Try to keep that right shoulder down. And breathe. And we're going to release a wide open, clasp your hands behind your back and pull it down, chest up, head up. Nice stretch here. You might have some movement if that feels good for you. And release it. Going to do the same thing on the other side. Left hand comes out in front of you, and then grab it and pull it in, trying to keep it straight. Keep your shoulders down. You feel that in your shoulder. Keep breathing. Okay, we're going to release that. Hands come behind your back again. If you want to this time, you can put your hands behind you. And then stretch your chest up to the sky and your head up and back. Few breaths here. The other thing, and release. The other thing I try to do with this practice is keep it so you're in one position for quite a long time. So that's everything seated. And now we're going to go on to hands and knees. So the way I do that is I just roll onto my hands and knees, but you can do it any way you want to. Take it on hands and knees. So we're going into cat-cow. You start with the table position. Make sure your wrist, your elbow, and your shoulder all line up. It actually helps me having the camera. I can look at it. Same with your knee and your hip lined up. Equidistant apart, everybody's parallel. The feet are flat on the back. If you have to, you can spike them, but try to do it with your the tops of your feet on the ground. And then we're going to do cat-cow. I know you all know cat-cow. So I'm going to inhale up, make that nice sway back, look at my back, and then exhale into kitty cat. And just do a few of these at your own rate. The inhale is always up, and the exhale is the cat. So as you're doing it, be aware of your shoulders. So this would be a bad cow. This would be a better cow. Shoulders should be up and engaged. And then you can either keep doing this for a couple more, or you can play with where you're at, like, you know, move to the left and the right, see how that feels. A little front and back, just to make sure you know where you are. Yes, you have to put a little something on your wrist, but that's okay. You're not going forever on your wrist, just a little bit. Good. So now we're going to thread the needle for our shoulders. I'm going to start by taking inhale, sweeping your right hand up. And then exhale, your right hand goes through this hole that you've made, down to the ground. And, yeah, my hair's really funky today. Your shoulder might touch the ground, or your head might touch the ground. Or you might be part way. It's okay. And for today, we're going to keep the supporting hand right here. Other days, we've lifted it up. Relaxing. And on your next inhale, sweep it up again. And exhale back to all fours. Good. Pull back into a little child's pose. And you can find a little movement here, going left and right. And then coming back up into table. Same thing, other side. Inhale up with the left hand. Exhale through the hole. And then just thinking about your breathing and relaxing. And on your next inhale, inhale up, unthread the needle, and exhale back to all fours. Great, let's put a little movement into this today. So as you inhale, and you might need to put your hands out a little bit further. As we all know, my arms and legs are too long for the rest of my body. But inhale forward, like I'm going to go to a complete upward dog, but you know, just sort of like leaning forward, inhale, and then exhale back to child's pose. And then inhale up. And exhale back. Just a few of those. If you don't like that, you could be doing looking over your left shoulder, then looking over your right shoulder. Some of that. Wherever you are, come back to this position, the tabletop position, and now we're going to go into a hero position. I've been working on this summer. So your feet are flat in the back, and you're going to be sitting. So basically, you're going to walk back until you are seated. Now, for some of you, this is going to be real uncomfortable. If this is real uncomfortable, you can go straight to a kneeling position from here. But I'm going to start here because I'm kind of working. And the way you get better at this is by doing it a little bit every day. So what we're going to do today is stretch your arms, and you might need a strap. Or not. I'm going to show you 3 ways. So one way is to put your right arm up, put it in back, get your left arm, and it just grabs it. If you want that for your stretch. You could grab your shirt. You can use a strap. Or, new way I found, put your hand back. And then instead of taking this one back, take the left one forward. And just hold it there for a minute. Couple of breaths here. The nice thing about this position is when you go to the other side, you just transfer over. Coming back up and releasing. Good. Now if you were in a kneeling position, awesome for you. You're still in kneeling position. That's where we're going with this. So we're going to do a gait. So you're going to put your weight is more on your right side. Your left leg comes out. Boy, this looks weird on the camera. Okay, I look huge. I am huge. Oh well. And your right hand comes up, and we're going to slide the left hand down so we have a nice stretch over the left side. Coming back up to center. You can take that, keep your left leg out, take the right hand down to the other side, and just lift that leg up. Wow, my legs look twice as long as they are, and they're already too long for my body. Okay, and put it down. Switching to the other side, I'm going to face you for this because I'm going to hit my wood stove, my pellet stove. So the right leg comes out, left arm comes up, right arm goes down the body. Now, it might just go this far, and you're getting a great stretch. That's great. Or you might be able to go much further over. It all depends on you. Listen to your body. And some days, you know, you feel like it. Some days your body's saying, no, not doing that. That's okay too. Coming back up to center. Then we're going to lean to the left side and pick up the right leg. If you want to, you could bend it. You can put your right arm up in the air. Play with it, whatever feels good to you. It's kind of like a half moon pose. Great. And come back down. I'm going to stay in this position. Might change, hard to tell. But we're going to go into kind of like a camel, half camel. And I think it would be better if you can see me from the side. So in camel, we're doing a back bend. So level one would be putting your hands on your lower back with your fingers pointed down, opening up your chest, looking to the sky, and you should feel a little bit of a back bend. Level two, coming back up. Level two would be to put your fingers up in the back, and same thing. If you want to, you could try a full camel. That would be, I pin my arm up and back to my heel, and pinwheel the other one up and back to the heel. You're really stretching through your chest. And then using your abs, pull yourself back up and into hands and knees and a few cat-cows to undo that. I'm moving around. No, I'm not. This is what happens when you're low-tech, people. All right, so from here we're going to go into Sphinx pose. And the best way to do that is just lower yourself to the ground. Your hands are going to come up to your face. And you raise yourself up, and your hands, your forearms are completely on the ground. You're getting a slight back bend. It should not be painful at all. This is the one that in the book it says hold it for 3 to 5 minutes. Right. That's a really good stretch for your back. A little chance to catch up. So just have it the way it is, however good it feels to you. You could try a little movement just to see if that's feeling okay for you. So the next thing I'm going to do is come into plank. And you know that there are two ways to do plank. You can do it on your knees. We never say boys push-ups and girls push-ups anymore, but all of you are about my age and we all know what that is. So either way, from here I'm going to push up from the side, and I'm going to go right into a hands and knees tabletop position, and then from here going into a plank. So either choose your knee plank or a full plank, and take a look at the video for a second. This is a bad plank. You're saggy baggy. Everything needs to be engaged up for your plank. And then if you want, you can move forward and back a little bit. Find a little bit of rhythm. Your abs should be super tight. Pull them right in. And then lowering yourself to the ground. Putting your arms out in the big T. Turning your head to one side. Now I'm going to do a little bit of a rollover, so my right arm is coming up, and I'm twisting my body with it, and just opening my chest up. A couple of breaths here. And bringing that back down, going to the other side, turning my head first, bringing my left arm up, opening it up. I'm even taking my legs and crossing them. Coming back down. I'm going to do a little bit of locust, my least favorite pose. But it's good for your back. Arms at your side. What you're going to do is raise your head and your arms. And this is level one. If you just want to do this, you could. But if you want to do the full locust, you add your legs. So just trying your legs, you don't have to get them up very high. If you just want to practice your legs, you can just do the legs up. Everything's super tight. So you're either doing your upper body, your lower body, or both. And you're lifting them up. The hardest thing to do here is keep breathing. Relax your shoulders. And let everything down. And just ooze into the floor. Couple of breaths of relaxation. Prone Shavasana. You're not allowed to go to sleep, but good try. All right, from here, we're going to go onto our back, so you can just roll onto your back. You will need your strap, so have it at your side. And get into the beginning bridge position. So your back is flat on the ground. Your heels are up towards your butt, wherever that is. I can hold my ankles, but, you're basically in this position. I'm going to start with just tilting the pelvis. So right now I feel under my back, my lower back, there's a little space. And if I tilt my pelvis, that space fills in. So just practice a little bit of tilting the pelvis in and up. Sort of like inhale and then exhale. And inhale. And then exhale. And inhale. This time when you exhale and you make your back flat to the ground, keep it there. And we're going from here into a bridge. So instead of starting with thinking about your butt rising, think about your belly rising. And you're pushing up with your butt until you have a nice long line all the way down. And we're going to do a little movement with this. So this is the squeeze. You squeeze your butt muscles, you're squeezing your abs, everything is squeezed, and then release. Inhale, squeeze. and exhale, release. So you can either keep going, squeeze, release, that would be one choice, like this, or you can hold it up here, but you've got to breathe. So you could be holding it tight and breathing. And now we're going to lower wherever you are. So if you're doing up and down, stay up. And we're going to lower really slowly. So starting with the vertebrae closest to your neck and putting the vertebrae down one at a time. Everything's tight and it's tilted. And you're going down, down, down. And the last thing to touch is your sacrum. Good, a little windshield wiper back and forth just to feel good. Grabbing your belt. We're going to do hand to foot supine 1, 2, and 3. So we're starting with our knees bent. The belt is going onto your right foot at the ball of your foot. You can start by having your leg bent and then straightening your leg slowly up. And we're going to hold it here. Now today it's not about pulling it way over your head. It's about keeping it straight. And you should get some stretch in your shoulders too. Now if this feels okay for you, it's a good stretch, you can take your left leg and put it out on the ground. But if you need the support, put it right back up again. No yoga police. No one's coming to your house to check on you. Hey, you could be in Shavasana by now. Totally up to you. If you showed up, you get points. When I taught school and I would say you get points, kids would go, I don't see the points. Of course you don't. They're invisible. It's very confusing to a non-imaginative child. Now we're going into number 2, hand to foot 2. So instead of holding on to both ends of the strap, both ends go into the right hand with the right foot. And I'm not going to be able to do this too well because of my pellet stove, but you start going over to the right as far as you can. And looky, I can only go this far because of the pellet stove, but you might get to the floor, you might get foot off the floor. Leg needs to be straight. Your left hip needs to stay on the ground, so wherever that is for you, give it a try. You can cheat like me and do it against furniture. It's all good. And then bring it up straight again. We're transferring the 2 straps into the left hand. And you guessed it, hand to foot 3, we're going to the left. Now the best way I can describe this is, and here you see a complete control of my words. It just feels weird. So pull it over until you're feeling kind of a weird thing, sort of behind the knee or on the outside of the hip. That's your IT band. And we're just going to stretch that for a little bit. I'm not going very far. Your hips should both stay on the ground. And then coming back up straight. Bring, by bending your right leg in, bring it down. You might give it a little hug here, take off the strap, and then a full body stretch. Oh, it feels good. And then pulling it in, going back to beginning bridge position. We're going to do the left side. Same thing. Goes on the ball of the foot. Foot goes straight up. If you want more stretch in the arms, you start heading up the strap. I'm getting a really good shoulder stretch this way. If this feels okay, you can stretch out the right leg on the ground. If not, keep it up. try to relax, trying to relax as much as you can. So you're not trying to hold it really tight. Try to submit to it. Voila. Now we're putting both straps into the left hand. Unfortunately, I don't have a cheat on this one, so I'm going out to the left as far as I can comfortably go and keep my right leg on the ground, my right hip on the ground. And really feeling this in my inner thighs, specifically the left one. And then bringing it back up, you're going to switch to the other side. And this is the IT band one, the one that feels quote unquote weird. A little bit over to this side until you feel a stretch. Keep breathing those long breaths. Bringing it back up. I probably didn't do the same length, but that's how it goes, people. And pulling this in, taking the strap off, going into a full body stretch, or you can do any kind of stretch that works for you, right and left. And then going back into that beginning bridge position. Now we're going to stretch out the butt muscles with a supine pigeon. So you're going to start by putting your right ankle on your left thigh and pushing out the knee. Now, for some of you, you're going to feel an immense stretch right here, and that's awesome. You go for that. But if you want more, you're going to grab your left thigh and pull it in. And sometimes we call this a figure four, because if you do this, you look like an upside down four. So it doesn't matter if you are up here or you are down on the ground, but wherever you are, flex the right foot, put your arms out in a T, and we're going to do an interesting twist. So you're going to twist to the left until that flexed foot is flat on the ground. Hips go with you. If you want to, you can look to the opposite side. So if you twisted to the left, you're looking to the right. Now really contract your abs and pull it back up and then undo it. Good. Switching legs. The left leg goes onto the right side. And you might notice a difference in your hips from left to right. I have one hip that's higher than the other, so it may not show up on this tape, but on the other one, my right one, I can only bend about here, but on my left one, I can really make it quite flat. And then you can either leave it here or grab the right thigh and pull it in. And then putting it down, we're going to do the funky twist. So you can be down or you can be up. Hands come into a T. You flex the left foot and go towards the right until the left sole of the foot is on the ground. If you want, twist to the left. Nice twist. So for those of you who enjoy staying on the mat or not moving up and down, this has been your day. Head comes back up, engage those abs, bring it back to center, undo yourself. And now we're going to have some yogi's choice with our getting ready for Shavasana. You could bring yourself into a ball and then massage your lower back. You can bring your head up for that, if you like that. You can do Happy Baby. That would be putting the soles of your feet towards the ceiling with your hands on the inside, grabbing whatever you can grab. Your big toe, your ankle, could be your pants, your legs. And then once again playing with that from side to side. And then slowly putting that down. And a full body stretch. You might stretch up the right side and then stretch up the left side. Or you could skip this entirely and get a head start on Shavasana. Totally your choice. Some days you feel like a nut, some days you don't. So wherever you are, if you're not in Shavasana, close your eyes. Bring your hands down so that their palms are up, eyes are closed. You might think about all parts of your body, starting with your toes and working up, starting with your head and working down, like think about relaxing your toes and your ankles and your legs and your knees, your hips, and your butt, and your abs coming up. Everything goes to jelly. Your arms are heavy, your shoulders, your neck. Give everything just a little tweak, and then relax it. Closing your eyes. Relaxing your mouth, which might sound odd, but some of us clench our teeth or our jaws. What's your forehead doing right now? Is it all scrunched up or is it nice and relaxed? And breathing in and breathing out. Thinking about your breath. It's a good time to set an intention for the day. And when people ask me what that means, sometimes what I say is giving yourself a secret message. So I am not going to get upset with my spouse today. I am not going to let little Jimmy get under my skin. Or, I do not eat sweets. Whatever little message you want to give to yourself, just repeat it a couple of times. And feel free to stay in this position as long as you need to, because it's your practice. So stay in that position and turn off the video and relax as long as you need to. And I'll see you later. We'll see how doing it with the phone works. Have a good day.